धन्यवाद अध्यक्ष महोदय, आपने मुझे बोलने का मौका दिया। मैं जादवपुर लोकसभा क्षेत्र से पहली बार चुनकर इस सदन में आई हूं और मैं धन्यवाद देना चाहती हूं मेरी लीडर ममता बनर्जी और अभिषेक बनर्जी का और जादवपुर लोकसभा क्षेत्र के सारे वोटरों का जिन्होंने मुझे भारी बहुमत से जिताया और इस सदन में भेज के बीजेपी को एक पैगाम दिया कि पश्चिम बंगाल में
माननीय सदन में इन नेताओं को धन्यवाद नहीं होता। आप
और ये संदेश सर, ये सर ओके सर, नो प्रॉब्लम सर। सर मैं धन्यवाद देना चाहती हूँ जादवपुर लोकसभा क्षेत्र के लोगों का जिन्होंने मुझे भारी बहुमत से यहाँ पे जिता के भेजा और ये पैगाम दिया कि पश्चिम बंगाल में नफरत की रणनीति और धोखेबाजी की राजनीति नहीं चलेगी। अध्यक्ष महोदय, मैं उम्मीद करूंगी कि आज आप मुझे पूरा बोलने का मौका दें, क्योंकि हाल ही में हुए नीति आयोग की जो मीटिंग हुई थी वहां पे हमारी माननीय मुख्यमंत्री, जो देश की एकमात्र महिला मुख्यमंत्री भी है, उनका माइक बीच राह में ऑफ कर दिया गया था। वो बंगाल के अरे अभी तो शुरुआत है, ये तो ट्रेलर है, पिक्चर बाकी है। अध्यक्ष महोदय, मैं आपसे ये बोलना चाहती हूँ कि वो बंगाल के हक के लिए यहाँ पे सवाल उठाने आई थी, वो बंगाल के लोगों की बात रखने यहाँ पे आई थी, लेकिन उनका माइक ऑफ कर दिया गया। आपके माध्यम से मैं इस सदन में उपस्थित वहाँ जो बैठे हैं
माननीय सदस्य,
The Air India was privatized in the year 2022, and when the share purchase agreement happened between the government of India, which is Air India at that point of time, and also the strategic partner which came out to be Thales, which was wholly owned subsidiary by Tata Group. So when that agreement was made, especially the government in the sense that some of the rights have to be protected for the SCs and STs, it has mentioned, sir, in the share purchase agreement that for a period of 1 year before the closing date, use its best endeavors to provide adequate job opportunities to SCs, STs, persons with disability and socially disadvantaged categories of the society, and to ensure that in the event of reduction in the strength of employees of the company, SCs, STs, persons with disability and socially disadvantaged categories of the society will be terminated last. This was the clause which was put in the share purchase agreement at the time of the sale of Air India, sir. Other than this, there was no committee that was formed. But I would like to take the attention of this House to a specific affirmative action plan committee, which was actually formed in 2006, with the intention of that how does private sector deal with the reservations, and this was formed in 2006, sir. And at that point of time, the committee constituted of chairman of principal secretary the chairman was principal secretary to the PM then in 2006, and there were secretaries from other ministries which were involved, just like social justice and empowerment, DOPT, tribal affairs, and industry policy and promotion. And in the first meeting, this was in the time of 2006, and in the first meeting, it was observed, these are the comments from the first committee meeting that was held, sir. It was stated that the best course for achieving progress on the issue of affirmative action is through voluntary action by the industry itself. This was thought about then only. So the point of getting into the discussion of private sector and the reservations does not arise with this question, sir.
Second supplementary is in Neeraj Dangi.
दो, मेरा दूसरा प्रश्न है, वर्ष 2007 में एयर इंडिया और इंडियन एयरलाइंस का विलय हुआ था, जिसके बाद एक नई कंपनी नेशनल एविएशन कंपनी ऑफ इंडिया लिमिटेड बनाई गई और उस वक्त अनुसूचित जाति को 15% और अनुसूचित जनजाति को 7.5% का आरक्षण दिया जाता था। देश भर में एयर इंडिया के अंतर्गत ग्रुप ए से लेकर ग्रुप डी में लगभग 6,127 अनुसूचित जाति के कर्मचारी एवं 2,055 अनुसूचित जनजाति के कर्मचारी थे। माननीय सभापति महोदय, आपके माध्यम से मैं पूछना चाहूंगा मंत्री महोदय से कि एयर इंडिया के निजीकरण के पश्चात वर्तमान में अनुसूचित जाति और अनुसूचित जनजाति के कितने अधिकारी और कर्मचारी एयर इंडिया में कार्यरत हैं, एवं एयर इंडिया के निजीकरण के पश्चात अनुसूचित जाति और अनुसूचित जनजाति के सामाजिक सुरक्षा और उनके रोजगार के संरक्षण के लिए सरकार ने क्या कदम उठाए हैं? धन्यवाद।
Honorable Minister.
Sir, once the Air India has been sold, it comes under the private sector, sir. And no private sector has any kind of reservation policy which the government is looking at the moment. At the moment. So the question that the honorable member has raised,
Please wait for the answer.
the question
Wait for
that
the
the
answer.
honorable member has raised right now is something related to the private sector and the company itself, sir. And if he wants something like while Air India was under the government, those statistics we can definitely give, and we have tried every single thing to maintain the percentage within this. We have followed all the rules. But why I want to mention one more thing, sir. The House also has to know why the Air India has also gone for privatization also. I will take you back to 2003-2004. When that 2003-2004, Air India were including Indian Airlines also, it was under the profit, sir, 136 crores. 2004-5, 160 crore profit. But once there was a change in government, sir, listen, they have to listen. Now they have to listen. Air India की बात हो रही है. Air India की बात हो रही है, उसका profit and loss तो देना पड़ेगा, sir. Let me answer it.
Honorable Minister.
Let me answer it.
Honorable Minister. Honorable, 1 second. Honorable member, 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. Honorable member, Honorable Minister, once, would you listen to me? Honorable Minister has categorically stated in the House that when there was share transfer agreement, there was a specific stipulation. Is it your case that that stipulation is being violated? If we get into historical background, different. When transfer has taken place, there is a share transfer agreement. The stipulation, relevant one, has been read by the minister. But, sir, you are allowed only 2 supplementaries. Please. Honorable members, any disturbance comes in the way of honorable member asking, sir. Honorable Minister.
Sir,
Honorable
I
Minister.
would like to continue. I would like to continue and complete my statement, sir.
Question hour is over.
सर मैं ये पूछना चाहती हूँ, I'd like to ask, a lot of villages are adopted by certain nationalized banks, but the moment there are 2 to 3 defaulters in those villages, the entire village has to pay for it, and the banks refuse to give the other people in those villages, they may be farmers, they may be youth, loans based on the fact that the other two people from that particular village have defaulted. And then when they take the grievance to the collector often says that this is not, ये मेरे नियंत्रण में नहीं है, it is under the नियंत्रण of the RBI. Because of which a lot of villages have not been able to avail of the facility of the Mudra loan. So, Madam Prime Minister, will something be done about this? And if there are just 2 defaulters in the village, will the entire village have to pay the price for those 2 people who have defaulted and not be able to get loans in the future?